Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
When Beetlejuice hit theaters in 1988, nobody expected it to work. It was too weird, too loud, too chaotic. But somehow, it became iconic. It turned death into comedy, ghosts into art, and chaos into something unforgettable. Today we're digging up 5 of the weirdest, wildest, and most unbelievable facts behind this cult classic, including the secret horror version. A love story that started on set, and the ridiculous title the studio almost forced on Tim Burton. So grab your handbook for the recently deceased, and whatever you do, don't say his name 3 times. Fact 1. It didn't start as a comedy. Before Beetlejuice was funny, it was terrifying. The original script wasn't a comedy at all. It was a full-blown horror film. No Deo, no jokes, and definitely no stripy suit. Beetlejuice was written as a winged reptilian demon who hunted the living, stalked Lydia, and tried to kill the Maitlands, not help them. He could fly, shapeshift, and didn't crack jokes, he caused deaths. Tim Burton loved the idea but hated the tone. So he hired new writers, twisted the horror into absurd comedy, and turned the monster into a maniac. The result? A ghost story that made you laugh, squirm, and question your sanity, all at once. Sometimes the scariest thing is what happens when you laugh at the devil. Fact 2. The Delia that never was. Though Catherine O'Hara brought her chaotic charm to Delia Deeds, Burton had already cast Angelica Houston. Elegant, sharp, dirty, a perfect fit. But just days before filming she dropped out due to a family illness, quietly, no headlines, no scandal. Burton scrambled and rewrote the role around O'Hara's energy. If Houston had stayed, Delia might have been colder, darker, scarier. Instead, O'Hara made her clueless, funny, and lovable in the strangest way. That one casting change completely reshaped Beetlejuice's tone. Sometimes the ghost of a lost version haunts the one we actually got. Fact 3. She said no, until love said yes. Here's where things get personal. When Burton first offered Catherine O'Hara the role, she turned it down. The script was weird. The idea was weirder. But Burton didn't give up. He personally flew out to meet her, face to face, no studio pitch, no PR fluff, just a conversation about the strange little ghost story he believed in. She finally said yes. And on set she met Bo Welch, the film's production designer, the genius behind those twisted hallways and creepy sculptures. By the end of filming, they were inseparable. They fell in love, got married, and have been together ever since. So yeah, Beetlejuice didn't just haunt theaters, it built a family. Fact 4. Calypso music in a ghost story. Let's talk about that scene. The day of dinner possession. The moment that turned dinner into a demonic dance party. Every other director would have used eerie strings or creepy organs. But Tim Burton, he chose Calypso music, Harry Belafonte's joyful Banana Boat song. People thought he'd lost his mind. But it worked. The upbeat rhythm made the horror funnier and the comedy more surreal. Suddenly, death wasn't scary. It was a party. And now you can't hear Jump in the Line without picturing floating chairs and possessed dinner guests. Burton didn't just pick a song. He rewired the mood of the entire movie. Fact 5. The dumbest title ever, almost to witty and okay, this one's wild. When Beetlejuice was in production, the studio hated the name. They thought it was weird, hard to pronounce, not marketable. So they suggested a new title. Ready? Scared Sheetless. Yes. That was a real pitch. Burton and the cast hated it. In frustration, Burton joked, fine, let's just call it House Ghost then. Eventually, the studio gave up and kept Beetlejuice. Weird. Uncomfortable. Unforgettable. And that's why we're still saying his name nearly 40 years later. Beetlejuice wasn't supposed to work. It was too dark for comedy, too funny for horror, too strange for everyone.
Lydia will bring the ghosts.
I can't bring the ghost.
Although, can't you do something?
Perhaps, if I'm properly motivated.
They
But
weren't
that's
a prop.
exactly why
they
it
belonged
did.
to Tim Burton's
It
real-life
broke the
girlfriend at
rules.
the time. So
It
when
made
Michael
death
Keaton
fun.
starts feeling up the
And it gave
disembodied
us a
lower
world where
half,
ghosts have
he's
more color than the
unknowingly
living.
groping the director's
If you love
girlfriend,
these weird
while
facts,
Burton
drop a
stood
like,
off
hit
camera,
subscribe,
watching,
and tell us which
quietly
strange
amused.
classic we should dig
Only
up
in
next.
Beetlejuice could
Until
something this
then,
bizarre
say
feel
it
totally
once,
normal,
say it
and
twice,
only Tim Burton
but
could
don't
turn
say
his
it a
girlfriend's
third time.
legs into an
Beat.
afterlife punchline.
Because he's listening.
Beetlejuice was